What's up, everyone? Welcome back to A Line in the Stars. I'm Jordan, and we're back today finally with another episode of the Ready Room. Now, it has been a minute, and the reason for that is I kind of forgot about this. If I'm being totally real, after getting back from Wonderfest, it was kind of like a bit of a reset for me, and I had to kind of think about like what I was trying to accomplish. And I gotta be real, the whole reason that the very first Ready Room ever came to be was because I didn't have anything to fill a slot during the day, or I didn't have anything to fill a slot during the week. And these were in the days where I would panic if I didn't have anything to fill up during the week. And so I created this segment, not really realizing, that's actually kind of a great little way to kind of keep you guys informed of the going ons around the channel and some of the things that I've been doing, and kind of give you a little update on the models that we're building. So let's go ahead and start today for the September Ready Room. I just want to say thanks. We've reached 349 subscribers. What's funny is 100 subscribers ago, I was desperate to hit that 250 mark. I don't know what it was, but it took forever to get there. And it was one of those things where like I was just like focused on it, worried about it. And what's funny is when you focus on the quality of the work and you focus on what you're doing, well, the things happen, and oftentimes good things happen. And so we've kind of sped up in the last couple months. I've picked up about 100 subscribers, and I just want to say thank you. For all of you that have joined recently, thank you, and for all of you that have been along for this ride so far, thank you as well. I'm not trying to reach glory here. I'm just trying to share with you what I'm doing. And we have a bit of a community growing here, and it's something that I really love to do. I love building models. I love creating these videos for you guys. And so just thank you for being the reason why I do it, because I can tell you right now that this is a lot of work. Like building models is one thing, but it's the creating videos, it's the planning, it's the money, it's all of it. And I wouldn't do it if it wasn't for all of you that continue to watch. I feel not a sense of responsibility, but you guys take your time to invest your time in me and watch what I'm doing. And so I want to take the time and invest in you and make sure that the content that I'm creating is as good as possible. And so that being said, since getting back from Wonderfest, one of the things that I've been really, really buckling down and focusing on is the quality versus quantity thing. I was really pumping out a ton of videos before, doing a lot of work, and I felt like, if I wanted to beat the YouTube algorithm, then I was going to need to, just put out all of this video and all of this content. And unfortunately, what happened with that, though, was that I wound up just not doing the greatest of work. And since getting back from Wonderfest, I kind of look at like Wonderfest as the Super Bowl for all of us modelers, especially in the sci-fi world. And so I look at this as now kind of like season 2 of Aligning the Stars. And, as I get into the second year of building models and creating videos for you guys, I've been really trying to focus hard on making sure that the quality is there versus quantity. And so things I've been focusing on, just from an analytics standpoint, there are certain things within YouTube's landscape that you kind of want to pay attention to. And a lot of that is watch time. I don't really care about how many views I'm getting on my videos. Obviously, I want as many people to watch what I'm doing as possible because there are certain landmarks and certain things that I'd like to reach, not for monetization purposes, but for like sponsorships and stuff like that. Like Agora and Fan Home and Hachette, they're looking for certain subscriber counts before they start sponsoring you for builds. And so I'm just trying to get there for that. That's my goal. But in order to get there, you have to reach certain milestones. And I've been focusing a lot on watch time. And so when I say that the views don't matter, they do. Obviously, I need people to watch. But I'm trying to focus really on making sure that my edits are clean, that I'm introducing elements and that the flow works, that pacing works. I'm trying to make sure that my videos are not super long. I just want to make sure that it is tight and as focused for you as possible, trying to show as many of the mistakes as possible that I make, but also as well focusing on the elements that I know work for my videos and what you guys watch. I do pay attention to my analytics. I know exactly what and when people drop off of my videos. And so I've been focusing on making sure that my watch time has gone up, and it has paid off. There are like four thresholds for monetization on YouTube. If you're not aware of those, obviously, in order to become a partner in the YouTube Partner Program, which is what monetization is, first couple thresholds you have to reach is 3,000 hours of watch time and 500 subscribers. That allows for memberships and for you to start posting like links to like your Amazon and stuff like that. And then the next one for actual monetization, where ads start coming into play, that's going to be 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. I have reached one of those four metrics, which is not bad. This is a very organically growing channel. I have to challenge, like, my YouTube algorithm is a bit of a challenge, if I'm being real. As this channel started out as a podcast, it doesn't quite know where to put me. And so I don't get as much play as a lot of the other guys within the Hobby Time Modeler group. But the play that I do get is very long. Everybody watches my videos for a long period of time, and that's the whole goal. I have reached the 3,000 hours, and I've actually kind of passed that now. I'm almost to the 4,000 hour mark. I'm gonna stop moving my hand so that the camera focuses. Basically, I've reached about 3,500 hours worth of watch time now. And it's been because of the live streams and the focus on my edits. People stay watching the videos, and that's one of the very things that I'm paying attention to the most. Is I want to make it entertaining for those that do watch. Once again, if you're here to watch and you're here to hang out and become part of this weird community that I'm starting to create, cool. If you don't want to watch, also guess what? Cool. That's I don't care. I know who I'm making my videos for, and I'm totally happy with that. And the more subscribers that we get, and the more support we get, the more things I'm able to do. But until then, I'm going to continue to focus on making sure that the quality is there versus the quantity. If I don't have something, I'm not going to put it out. I'm not going to rush through something to have an episode out. This, like, I should have had an episode out yesterday, but I didn't focus enough this week to get it done. And so instead of like trying to rush through and do a crappy job on something, I chose to just breeze past it. We're going to go ahead and work on the Razor Crest this week. I've got all week now to take care of it, and so we're going to take care of it. And that's the thing. That's my mentality now. I'm focused on the quality, not the quantity, and the results are starting to pay off. Now, that being said, I'm focusing on a new element, which is going to be consistency. So, as you guys have seen, that I have those transitional elements now in all of my videos. And that is something that I'm trying to create as a, not necessarily like a brand, but, once again, when you watch my channel, everything should be predictable, and everything, that when you're coming to a new segment, that you're going to get a transition and all of the familiar elements in each video. Also, as well, I'm going to be introducing some new elements, and they're going to be coming up here very soon. I've been doing my research and my work, and once again, as long as I have a plan and I actually know what I'm doing, the extra work doesn't matter. But what I want to start doing is adding some ship stats to our builds. So on the screen, I'll put up like an LCARS image of like the Enterprise C, and I'm going to give you the ship length and the height and the width and the metric tons and all of the different armaments that it has and all of those different things. And then I also want to give you canon design notes, so the in Star Trek or in Star Wars or in sci-fi reference, if we can find any, for the design of the ships. And then the next part of that is I'm going to pan that and I'm going to pair that up with real life, real world design notes. Who designed the ship? Was it Andrew Probert? Was it Blast? Was it, who did it? Who did the work? And just kind of give you an overall sense of like the ships that we're building, and kind of give a little bit of the history and culture of Star Trek and Star Wars, or whatever sci-fi that we may be doing in the future. So I wanted to add that. And then something that I started to do a while back, but then I forgot, was trivia. And so I'm going to start asking some questions because I want to start getting some engagement on the channel. The more comments that you make, the more times you hit that like buttons, all of those things help the channel get out to the world. Um, like I said, my goals are not lofty. I'm not trying to make money off of YouTube. I just want to be able to get sponsored for things so I can actually save money from YouTube, if that makes any sense. And so let's start getting a little bit of engagement on the channel. I'm going to start asking some questions of you guys. Each video will have, starting not this week, but the week following, we're going to start having like different little trivia segments for each video, each build, and they're going to be all themed for each build as well. So, like, you know, the Enterprise D is going to be all Star Trek The Next Generation trivia, specifically about the Enterprise and maybe some episodes. The runabout will be, you know, Deep Space Nine trivia. You know, the Razor Crest will be Star Wars and specifically Mandalorian trivia, stuff like that. I want to just get a little bit of engagement with just a question, and hopefully you guys answer. Once again, a little bit of engagement with these videos, and you guys comment and like and do all the things. This isn't at all criticism, but I want to try to encourage a little bit more of that from the entire community, as it helps. The more engagement that gets out there, the more channels and the more screens that it gets in front of, and the chance that somebody clicks and says, hey, this guy's a bit of a clown, I will watch his stuff. The more content or the more subscribers we get, the better. So that's kind of the idea of what we're going to be doing going forward. And I just want to say thank you all, as like I said in the beginning of this segment, thank you for the continued support of this channel. I really appreciate everything that you guys do, all of the comments, all of the engagement, everything that makes it so worth it for me to create these videos for you and work on them for hours and hours and hours during each week. It is very fulfilling for me, and it's something that I really relish doing, and it's because of you guys, and something I want to continue to do. So let's get some announcements happening. First up, K.I.T.T has been missing from the live streams for a couple of months, as Shipment 6 has been out of stock for a little while, and guess what, my friends? I just paid for it last night. Now that's cool, it's great, but I wasn't expecting to pay for it because they said it was going to likely be October. And so, you know, like, it's $80 that I wasn't expecting to spend here on rent payday. But hey, it's cool, no worries. K.I.T.T's on its way. I'm actually really excited about that. I want to continue moving on with this build. You know, as we're only in stage or shipment 6, you know, so we're really early on in this build, and we're starting to work on the engine, which you're never really going to look at and see, but being able to build a turbine engine is going to be pretty cool. And that, coupled with the fact that Todd, Marvel Phoenix, and I are both waiting for our Mike Lane dashboard kits to arrive. Kit, get it? We're going to be getting, as Todd and I are going to, like, Todd's job is going to be to show the disassembly of his model in order to install the new dashboard mod. My job is going to be, I got a special deal. Let's just put it this way. I got a very steep discount on the Mike Lane dashboard kit. And so my job is to show the installation. And in order to show that installation, I need to actually get there. So to actually get the model and get moving forward with it, I'm really excited about it. And there's going to be a couple of special gifts in that one. So I'm really excited. And we will definitely have our first night shift in a couple of months, the first Thursday, as soon as the parts arrive. It's likely not going to be this week, as I am planning on doing a dockyards, but if it does happen to arrive, it would be a miracle, as OSM really sucks at shipping. So that's kind of the thought for that. Is likely going to be the week after next, the week of my birthday, actually. So it'll kind of be a birthday kit like night shift sort of thing. So yeah, that's gonna be pretty cool. I'm really excited about having K.I.T.T back, by the way. It's just I really enjoy building that model. So we've been chugging along with the Enterprise D and the Falcon, getting an episode of those each out every single week now. I've really enjoyed building these models now. We're definitely getting to some really complicated parts, and we're both near some major milestones. So, like with the Falcon, for instance, I'm getting, I think, oh, when is it going to arrive? I think probably on tomorrow. I think I should be getting my parts. I think shipment number 12 is arriving, which is taking us into like near the 60 stages. And remember, the Falcon's only 100 stages. I'm quickly arriving at the point of getting to the 50% mark. It is going to be my first complete Partwork model, and we're about to start doing some major work on it. And then on the Enterprise D, we are also getting, like, I'm 2 months away from completing the top of the saucer, and we're getting ready to start working on the main portion of the battle section, or the engineering section, whatever you want to call it, as I have completed all work on all the mods for the Cobra head for the Enterprise D. And it is just getting, like, I am moving right along on both of these models after a long pause. I kind of took some time away to get caught up on my regular scale models, but I really am enjoying just building both of these models right now. I know the Enterprise D is a complicated and difficult and painful model to build, but I really am enjoying it because I'm able to mod it from the very beginning, and I'm getting exactly out of the what I want out of this model, which is one, a satisfying model to build, two, a model that's mine, and three, tons of content. So hey, wins all around, right? So that's the idea. I'm really excited for both of these models, and I have to say, there are some special things coming up here very soon when it comes to Partworks. Let's go ahead and talk about that, shall we? I just subscribed to the Starships collections from FanHome. It's something that I've wanted to do. I first learned of Eagle Moss through their Starship collection, and let's just say they went down right as soon as I signed up. Now, I know that you can get all of those ships from various sources. I'm part of a couple Facebook groups that, you can really, like, get all of those models, but there's new ones coming out, and it's starting with the Titan A, and I can't resist. So it's going to be $55 a month. If they're going to be doing the XL models, which are like the 12-inch models, and the first one's going to be the Enterprise F, the Odyssey class, those ones are like 12-inch models, and those ones are like $85. But you get one model a month, and it's basically just going to be a continuation of the Eagle Moss Master Replica ship collection. And I'm super excited. They're going to be covering all of the ships from all of the new Star Trek, everything that's come out since like 2017 or so. So I'm really excited about some of the ships that are coming up, and like those episodes, like when we'll only have one episode of that a month because we're only getting one ship a month. Those episodes are going to be just jam-packed full of information about the design, the specs of the ship, and everything else, along with a very just close-in video of all the parts. I'm super excited about that. And for the rest of it, I am looking at picking up one more Partwork to add to my list of things to do. I've figured out how to do this, my friends, and do it while balancing life a little bit. And so I'm ready to add another one to the list, but I'm not quite sure what it's going to be. I don't know what company I want to go with. I don't know if I want to go with another FanHome model. I don't know if I want to go with an Agora model. I don't know if I want to go with a Hachette model. But as we are a sci-fi channel, okay, aligning the stars doesn't mean Star Trek and Star Wars. It can be anything sci-fi. I want to do a sci-fi model. And I'm looking around, and there are some definitely interesting options. And one of them is definitely the DeLorean. Okay, I'm going to build that at some point. So it's just a matter of when. And I have signed up through FanHome to let me know when. So there are also some things coming out here at New York Comic Con. So FanHome has got some announcements coming up. And I'm curious if there is another Star Trek model. I don't know. So I've got some suspicions. No one's saying anything, but I kind of want to hold off until New York Comic Con to see what the plan is for that. So that's a little bit of the updates for the Partworks. Now, for this week, just as a quick little thing, I don't want to lock myself down into a schedule. I know in the last Ready Room we talked about a schedule and yada, yada, yada. But for this week, just while I got you guys, I'll kind of let you know what's going on. Obviously, we have the Ready Room today, and then tomorrow we're going to be releasing the next episode of the Falcon, where we're going to be revisiting the first maintenance pit that we created, and we're going to be doing basically kind of like in the last one where we did the 2 gun ports. We're going to be doing the 2 maintenance pits, or the maintenance wells, whatever you want to call them, and I'm going to take my time and repaint the first one because I was doing that in the middle of, like, when I painted that, it was in the middle of me just rushing through all of the different models that I was building. and it just doesn't work for me anymore. So I want to go ahead and work on both of those. And I have to say, for Wednesday, normally would be the perfect grade Falcon stream. I haven't missed one yet, but that's going to change this week. Unfortunately, work is going to get in the way, and I'm not going to be off until the stream is basically over. So I'll be missing my first perfect grade Falcon stream, and that's totally fine. We'll go ahead and review where we're at with that, as I need to pick up some supplies for the model anyway, and I don't know if I'm going to have time to do that before we get to the actual phase. So it kind of works out for me a little bit, but no perfect grade stream for me, of course, but for all the rest of you guys who watch Hobby Time Modelers, make sure you're checking that stream out on Wednesday. Dockyards is going to be on Thursday. We're going to be, hopefully, like last week, I burnt the hell out of myself. I really did a number. This is a pretty nasty blister under here. And that was with using the OmniFixo. I didn't touch the MPC Falcon, but we're going to try to get that finished again, like I said, and get it ready for paint. So that's kind of where we're at, as I'm building 3 Millennium Falcons right now. Insanity. The Enterprise D from Fan Home is going to be on Friday. We are going to be completing all of the rest of the parts, basically cinching up all of the screws and addressing the light leak issues for the Cobra head, and then completing stages 43 and 44. And we're starting to march on towards getting into the 50s and completing the top of the saucer and moving on to the lower half of the saucer and the engineering section. We're also going to start working on our nacelles, and we have another mod coming up, my friends. Lots of mods, lots of cool things happening with the Enterprise D. The Razor Crest is going to be on Sunday. And without giving away too much, we're going to be working on the cinematic lighting and taking care of all the lighting for the cargo bay and finishing up the cargo bay mod so we can move on to what I think is going to be one of the coolest mods for this build, and that's going to be the cockpit. And we have some decisions to make for what we're going to be doing for paint and for lighting for the cockpit, because my skills are just not there yet, my friends, to be able to do a lighted cockpit with the equipment that we're given. And so I got some ideas, and we're going to be talking about this coming up Sunday. Otherwise, let's talk about some models. Now, I'm trying to steam through. Don't want to keep you guys too long today. But one of the things that I do want to talk about, we'll go ahead and bring it down. And let's go ahead and go over to our side camera over here. And let's go ahead and bust out for our first update, the perfect grade Millennium Falcon. The assembly, my friends, is complete. We did 25. It was 25. So basically it took 6 months, 3 hours a week, building this and getting it complete. All the electronics are done. Unfortunately, during the process, and a lot of us are experiencing this, the stock lighting that came with this model kind of sucks. So one of my LEDs in the cockpit burned out. Nothing I can do about it. I do have some regrets when it comes to how I took care of my wire management. I could have spent an entire episode working on cable management in here, but it is what it is. There's nothing I can do about it, as I used Tamiya cement in order to cinch this bad boy up. But we do have the Voodoo Effects lighting kit all taken care of and installed. And so let's go ahead and just show off. Where's our little switch here? Got the power turned on. Let's go ahead and switch over to our side camera over here. And as you can see here, a little easier to pick up with the flicker at this angle. But we have all of our lighting taken care of. The engines have 3 different modes, which is pretty cool. We have our mandible lights. The inner mandible light, one of them broke during the installation, so that's what that is. You can kind of see it when it's a little darker out, but then we have our main headlights in here. We have some non-Canon. It's really hard to pick up. Maybe if we switch back over to this camera, maybe you could pick up the green blinking in there. It's easier to see with the red during the daylight. Recording this obviously in the middle of the afternoon, so... But you can see we have some formation lights blinking in there. Yeah, so the main assembly is complete. There are 660 parts in this model. Let's just go ahead and turn the engines towards there see a little bit of the flickering action through the CX405 over here. Um, it was 660 parts. There's probably about 15 parts that you don't put in lieu of like the what do you call it, the photo etch. So like that's that. But yeah, I lost about 5 or 6 parts, so it's not quite fully complete, but everything turned out really well. And so the Perfect Grade Falcon, the assembly is complete. We're gonna march on towards getting this thing primed and painted, and we're getting close to being done with this group build. And I think the next group build is going to be the Grissom. Isn't that right, Ken? All right, so here's the MPC Falcon, and the assembly is complete here as well. Let's go ahead and switch over to the top because it's a much more beautiful view. As Todd did paint this one, but this one's been assembled. I've been assembling it on stream for the last few weeks, doing the paragraphics mod. So that one's getting close to being done. And really, this is just a paint mule as a reminder. It's going to help me practice specifically for the perfect grade, as they are in the same scale. The 43rd scale D'Agostini Falcon, we'll see, as I need to make some decisions with paint on that faster than I'm going to be able to make this paint this one. So that's the MPC Falcon. All right, my friends, there is the Enterprise C. Let's go ahead and power her up. I have her on her temporary stand. Oh, buddy. Dude, that looks so good. I am so pleased with how this has turned out so far. I know it's going to get blown out. I don't care. I love lighting this model up. It looks so good. The formation lights look fantastic. The navigation lights are blinking. We're getting towards the end of this model. So I do have it on its temporary base. We're going to be basically using this base for painting and detailing and all of that. But then Ken's Hobby Bench, Santa Ken as I like to call him, him and I have quickly turned in some pretty good friends off of cameras and all of that, do a lot of talking, and he's one of the kindest and most generous people and is a huge supporter of my channel. And so he was kind enough to pick up for me the Cosmic Scale Models acrylic base for it. And Todd and I are going to be working through a mod on that one. We're going to be doing something really special. And on the very last episode of this, right before we get into the story of this model, because I still am planning that story out, we will see the assembly of that base. And we have some really, really cool ideas for this, one that people may actually want to replicate what we're doing. All right, so here is the Razor Crest, and before it gets sealed up, kind of gets to get an opportunity here to, let's try this camera over here. Yeah, it gives us a good opportunity to see inside, because soon it's going to be very difficult to do so, but overall, I am super pleased with the progress that we've made on this model. The cargo bay is basically all put together. We just got to seal it up, get the roof put on, or the ceiling, and that's what we're going to be addressing in this next episode coming up on Sunday. So overall, really pleased with the progress on this model. I've decided on the lighting scheme. Really, the only lights that we're going to be doing are going to be inside of the engines, and then we're going to be doing some cinematic lighting where we take some of our lights and target some of the things that I want people to see when they look into the model, specifically like the carbonite chamber that's created, where you create the carbonite, the cargo stuff that I created. So you can see the assassin droid, and then of course be able to see Boba Fett's armor and all of that right there. So the only way you're going to be able to see into like the bathroom and stuff like that, and in Mando's bedroom is down the length of the cargo hold. So I want to be able to have lights kind of targeting each place along the way. So that is that. And we're going to be addressing that in this next episode. And how we're going to be doing that is going to be just through drilling through choice parts of the ceiling, and then getting our LEDs, which have been wired up, burned in, and ready to go. I got several more ready. We're going to be basically getting these assembled and put in place, and using different techniques to create some cinematic lighting. And then from there, my friends, we are going to be moving on to building the cockpit, which is going to be pretty cool, as I mentioned earlier. And then after that, we only have the landing gear and the exterior mod to finish. It's kind of crazy to say that. And then finishing up getting all the photo etch for all the mods that we have already installed put in place. So, my friends, we're actually getting close towards finishing up this model, which is very relieving to say because this model has been a beast, and one that I'm really looking forward to seeing how it all turns out. I've put a lot of time, effort, and care into building this model, and I'm really excited to bring it to Wonderfest next year. But just because we're finishing the model doesn't mean that we're going to be finished with this model, as we are going to be doing a complete diorama over the course of the next year to bring this as a whole piece to Wonderfest in next June. So that's what I got for all of the models. And let's go ahead and move on to the last little bit where I do a little bit of self promotion, shall we? Okay, my friends. So otherwise, that's pretty much what I got for you today. When I say a little bit of the self promotion, check out my link tree. Go ahead and grab your phone at some point in any one of my videos or in any one of my streams. You guys will see this pop up at various points. My link tree is going to have links to my Facebook page. Please go ahead and give me a like over there. The more of that, the better. You'll also find links to my YouTube channel itself, Amazon lists of things that equipment that I use. I'm going to start updating that a little bit more frequently, and just various things that you can find that I might find interesting in the world of Align in the Stars. So check out my link tree. I realized though that when I went to go test this, that the one that I've been putting up there for a little while expired, and so I went ahead and purchased a permanent QR code for this. I'm a genius. That's all I got to say about that. Otherwise, that's what I got for you guys today. I just kind of wanted to give you guys a bit of an update in the goings on around Align in the Stars. And as we continue to move forward, I just want to say thank you for all of the support, all of the laughs, all of the chat comments, everything, the support of my subscribers and the group that I'm a part of. It does wonders for me as a human being, and it does wonderful things for this channel. And so I just want to say thank you. Really appreciate it all, and I can't wait to bring you this next month's worth of content. Next month, I imagine we're going to be talking about a couple of newer models or getting ready for them as we finish up a couple of series. So that's what I got for you today, and I just want to say thank you. I know that there was a million things y'all could have done today. Instead, you spent a couple of minutes with me listening to me talk about myself, which is pretty cool. Which I think is pretty damn cool. If you guys have any questions or comments, tips, tricks, please leave them down below. If you'd like to support the channel, please like and subscribe. And my friends, until we see each other again, I hope you all have a wonderful day in this beautiful world wherever you happen to be. And just remember, my friends, that this is the way.